Hey fam!
Let's be
3D.
Hey fam!
Yo.
Welcome back
Hey.
to Let's Be 3D, and today we're talking about something real special.
Yeah.
We're talking about our new and upcoming album, Story to Tell, that we're planning on releasing mid-2022.
It's gonna be a wrap.
It's gonna be.
We're
awesome.
really excited about it. So we're going to share, pre-prep, actual in the studio stuff, and then how you can be a part of it. So stay
Exactly.
tuned. It's going to be a lot of fun. Now, before we get into it, roll
Yeah.
call. Abby here.
Jamie here.
Joshua here. Glad to be here.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna jump into that again. Jacob here.
Yeah.
We're excited. This is
this is great.
one of the
Few topics that Jacobs likes to
No.
talk about.
hey. No, what I was
Wow.
gonna say is this is probably one of the most exciting things we've gotten to do this year.
Yeah.
Is get this new album out to
Yeah.
y'all. We're super stoked about it. 10 tracks, all written by us and
truly.
some
Because,
friends
I
of
have
ours.
7 songs on the album. So
Only like 6.
Oh, that's awesome.
But getting to write with some of our friends. A couple of them are all us, like no outside
right.
writers or anything like that. But it's really cool. We're really excited.
Yeah, we wanted, we had done same kind of different where there was 10 out of 13 tracks were, 10 out of 13 tracks were either pitched to us or we had a hand in writing.
Right.
So they were kind of
Brand new.
originals. They were brand new songs, and I'm really banging on the table. Sorry about that.
she's banging on the table.
So we were excited about that. It was a step up from Texas to Tennessee, where it was kind of even split.
Right.
So anyway, but our dream was to have an
Yeah.
all original,
Yes.
And
every
here it
song,
is.
That's right.
us having a hand in writing.
So I'm like
And
a
we
part
did
of
it.
3 songs on the record, right?
Are you?
Am I?
Mm.
Yes, technically with yesterday's.
Name off
I
y'all's
have,
songs. that
Okay,
y'all had.
let's
starting
start
with
off.
Josh.
All right. Well, there's Slaying Giants. I
Yeah.
was
Yes, melody.
helped with the music on that one.
Mhm.
Also helped with the music on Building Walls. And then I also helped with the music on Yesterday's.
So
There
3.
you go. 3 songs.
Yes. And I think
Congratulations.
that's it.
Yeah. 3 for me.
I think you're right.
I helped out. I had like a little stuff with yesterday's. Do I have any royalties on that?
Yeah. like 12%, 12.5%.
An argument can be made for 15, but
Wow.
Oh, man.
anyway, and I also had the pleasure to write the melody with Abby on Rainbow in My Storm.
Yes.
And then I wrote the melody to Captain Jackson.
You wrote a fiddle
Like,
tune.
the melody's all there is.
That's
So
the
don't
only
worry about
song.
that.
That's the only song that someone wrote all by themselves. So
That's
Hooray
so
for you.
awesome.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I just wanted to say that since you
Joy
have
to
6
the
and I
world.
only have 3. And
I had a small hand in writing yesterday's.
okay, before you continue, I do want to say Abby really. I mean, there's a reason she has 6 songs on the CD. Her songs are really written from the heart. They're really awesome.
you.
And she actually has this is your first title track.
I know.
Because the last 2 have been Naomi and
And
Josh.
Joshua.
Yeah.
I had a hand in writing Rocks Cry Out, Building Walls and Rainbow in My Storm. I really feel like are my babies because I wrote like the words completely
By
Yeah.
myself.
by myself.
Yeah.
I mean, Jamart gave me some ideas. Joshua gave me some ideas,
gave,
but
like, maybe like 2. I mean, like you did it most.
well, I mean, y'all helped me with the concepts of
Right.
like what I want the verse to focus on and stuff like that.
Exactly.
Then Story to Tell I wrote with Rick Lange. So
Yes.
that's 1, 2, 3.
That's 4 so
Four.
far.
I think I only have 5 yesterday.
No, you have yesterday's.
Love
and then you have
Changes.
Love Changes.
So I do have 6. Love Changes. Mom, Miss Susie Smith and I sat down and wrote the words, and she was like, well, y'all see if your guys can come up with melodies, because we all 3 were more lyric people. So we wrote the words first. So basically
They went to
poem,
Jacob so Jacob could be a part
and
of
then
something.
Thank you. I have 4 on this one. I think.
wow. Anyway, so we brought it to the band, and Jacob had the main melody idea. Yeah.
Yes.
So.
Yes.
As in the only melody.
No, I'm kidding. Wow.
Well, we all
I've got
kinda,
the melody for Love Changes. The melody for Yesterday's is also mine. My thing is melodies.
Yeah.
So the melody for Yesterday's with a few tweaks from Joshua.
Well, and Corey
and then-
Hensley already had a basic
Right. He
melody.
had a chorus melody. I think we tweaked the verse melody a little bit that he had. So Corey and I did that one, and then I did the Love Changes. I was part of the Rocks Cry Out thing,
which we wrote with Mark Rossi.
Yeah, that was really cool. And then what's the other one? Love Changes, Yesterday's, Rocks Cry Out, and there was one more, I thought.
Keep thinking, Bob.
What other songs do we have?
Yeah, Yesterday's Rocks
That's
Cry Out
funny.
and Love Changes and Yesterday's.
The
There you
cross,
go.
Josh. You have the cross.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the cross.
I was
yes.
trying to remember all that.
There's always that one that we forget about.
Yeah,
I think
I wrote that
We
one.
have Until Forever.
for-
You didn't have a
I didn't do that one.
Josh's
Mama
song,
wrote that one with.
Until
Bear
Forever,
with us, y'all.
The cross, Story
So
to
Joshua has
Tell,
4.
Yesterday's,
As well. Yeah.
and Slaying Giants, and then I have Rainbow in My Storm, Love Changes, Building
List
Walls,
them all.
Rocks Cry Out.
So Josh
and
has
then Captain
5
Jack's
or
4.
4.
I have 4 as well.
Okay, so after we've had the contest of seeing who wrote the
Hey.
most
Wait.
songs,
But I
story
do,
to
I
tell.
do want to mention with the cross, I wrote that with Naomi
Yeah.
and Jerry Sally.
That's right.
Yes.
Naomi has a couple.
Yep.
And it's really cool.
Well, I mean, I would say ever since like 2017, towards the end of 2017, I mean, we had sat down early 2017 with Stephen Mogen and really just got the basics down of, songwriting and ideas and how to move forward and begin and just, start the practice of songwriting,
It's
basically.
become a part of her soul.
I've gone through seasons of my life where I haven't songwritten as much. I
Right.
just
like
haven't.
the one right now.
I just haven't. Well, I've had some ideas. I just haven't sat down and completed them.
Right.
It's just I really go off inspiration and not like planning out. I really go off inspiration, what I feel like needs to be
Yeah.
written in the song. And sometimes, I wonder, and I don't know how to, I still feel very like I would say beginner to intermediate stage of songwriting where I don't feel like, still feel like there's a lot of room for growth.
Right.
But
There's-
Yeah.
especially
Absolutely,
right
there's
now, I
always-
just like
Well,
making sure, something feels right. If that's what feels like needs to be written, I go with it. And I honestly I'm a little nervous with working with like prose because again, I write off inspiration. I love just writing alone and being like working through different lines and ideas. And if something sounds dumb, just trying to work through all the dumb lines and being like, to find the right rhyme, the right message I want to present in the song. And so I'm honestly a little nervous when writing with professionals. Writing with Rick Lange was really cool though, because we wrote over Skype and it was like we met together like twice. And then I was able to work through ideas on my own. He was able to work through ideas on his own. And then we would come back with more of the right idea, basically. And it was just a really cool, one of my favorite writing experiences with someone outside my family. And
Yeah.
also it was my first writing experience with just me and just somebody outside my family.
Yeah.
So just like a 2-person thing, because usually I would write with Jacob and someone outside my family. So it was really cool
Yeah.
to prepare for this album, and that's what we're talking about. We had
Yeah.
songs, and I think there's 3 songs that we had written at the songwriting workshop back in 2018, where all 8 of us went to Donnie Ulysses and Rick Stanley host the songwriter workshop, where you're actually writing songs. It's not telling you how they write songs. It's you actually writing with them. It's a really cool experience if you're a songwriter out there and want to get better and want to learn from the greats. I would definitely consider investing in that. It's just a really cool experience,
It really
hands-on.
is. Yeah.
My favorite type of learning experience. Anyway, we came out of that with 14 songs.
Yeah.
Some we may never record because, again, learning process, it was our beginning first songs that we'd really fully written.
Right.
But Rocks Cry Out, we wrote there. Until Forever, Mom and Mark Rossi wrote there. And The Cross, Naomi, Joshua, and Jerry Sally wrote. So those 3 come from 2018 songwriting workshop. Then
which is the same workshop we wrote, like
Dusty Gravel
Road,
Pilgrim's Prayer,
God knows who he is.
God knows who he is,
and Unless the Lord.
Right.
Or did you say that already?
Unless the Lord. I was wondering if there were any more.
Yeah, but also it wasn't at that workshop, but because we didn't have the time to write with her, me and Naomi. But it also led to same kind of different when we later wrote with Donnie Ulysses.
Right.
Outside of that.
Well, and then Slaying Giants came from Mom's connection with Don Kinney.
Yes.
She had written Grandma's Piano with Don Kinney and David Morris. So they worked on that song. Joshua helped them tweak the melody.
Yeah.
Building Walls and Rainbow in My Storm were written wholly by us, fully by us in quarantine. I started Building Walls before quarantine, but finished it during quarantine. So really timely songs for where we were at that place in 2020. Love Changes was written because Sue Smith contacted, she had this connection with Mom. She wrote, along with a couple other people, or one other person at least, Something About Love, which is on Same Kind of Different. Anyway, so we had already established a small connection with her. And she had heard about our cyberbullying experience back in June of 2020, which if you want to hear more about that, we might feature that one day. But she said, I would love to write a song from y'all's perspective about that and about dealing with that and going through that. And so that's where Love Changes was born, and I was honored to be a part of that, honestly. If y'all want to know, Love Changes is probably my favorite song on Story to Tell.
Wow,
I love that song.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Says the person who wrote the melody.
I know, right?
It's a great melody, Jacob.
The melody's got to. The words are important, but the melody's got to.
Compliment.
It's got to compliment.
And it
it's
really
got
did.
To deliver. It needs to deliver the lyrics in such a way that it sticks in the listener's head.
Yeah.
Right.
Story to Tell was also written during quarantine. Funny, I write a lot of Building Walls type songs. Kind of not slow, but on the
Depressing.
slower. I'm a very emotional writer, so usually my songs aren't peppy.
No.
Right.
That's
just to be honest, because I would say I'm a very deep person. I'm a very deep person when it comes to songwriting, especially. And just I write from those deep places. Right. So I'm not really of a peppy songwriter, though it's not like I hate peppy music. I love peppy music. It's just not a place I write from usually. Right. So Story to Tell was the melody I had in my head was totally different than the one that came out. But I really like the one that came out because it's fun and cool. It has a deep message written with a happy melody, which pairing those together sometimes really helps.
It really
bring
does.
out the song.
Because the thing, I mean, like again, we needed a peppy Abby song.
Peppy Abby song.
To show that Abby was not this sad, depressing person.
She just doesn't write. She writes more than sad, depressing songs.
So
anyway,
that's a little story about the songs
behind all of those songs. But then,
and why we chose them and stuff like
we took several months to get ready for the recording studio. I believe,
almost a year.
Almost a year. Our first pre-production meeting was September of last year. And then we got into the studio this August. So yeah, we definitely took our time because
again, we didn't really want to rush it. We wanted it to take time to grow. We wanted to build it up, and crowdfunding, stuff like that, which we'll get to here in a little bit. But yeah, so there's some of the stories behind the songs, and then the recording process a couple months ago, we had a total blast with Ben Isaacs and Mark Capps. This is the second album.
Awesome.
We've got to work with them, and oh my goodness, those guys are so much fun.
I wouldn't want to work with anybody else in the recording studio.
Honestly,
I've always
except for me, right?
Well, I mean, y'all are family. We love working together.
I understand what you
I
mean.
get it. But I could tell from the first time we worked with him that I was like, after Same Kind of Different, was like, who else do I want to work with?
I know,
this
right?
Is like, this is it.
and also with Story to Tell, I enjoyed it more.
Yeah.
Because I was more comfortable around Ben and Mark, because, we're like friends now. Because like the first time with Same Kind of Different, we knew him, and we had worked with him in production meetings and stuff like that. But we're closer now.
Yeah.
And and with Mark too, So I was much more at ease this
We're
time
friends
in the studio.
now.
Exactly. We tight.
Yeah. We have a lot of laughs in the studio, but it's also just a growing experience. It's definitely an encouraging experience because, we really took to heart the things he said to us about Same Kind of Different, just how we could grow and get better. And because that's our heart, it's always to get to the best we can be,
Right.
and so he was just really encouraging this time around. And
this time around, what was really
why I keep stumbling is you'll keep interrupting me.
I've interrupted
you are
like 3
interrupting
times.
me. I feel like I'm not getting my thoughts
out.
This
time around was what was really cool was that we had scheduled 8 days, but it only took us 6.
Yeah.
Yes.
5.5 almost, pretty much.
Yeah, pretty
to record
much
the whole thing.
And it was just
Go ahead, Abby.
the cool.
And some of those days weren't full days either,
right?
because of Ben's schedule
Oh
and
yeah,
all that.
it was a lot more. I had my rough points.
Yeah.
I had my studio cry. I always have a studio cry.
least.
There is
Guess which
always
song?
one point in the studio that I have hit a wall, and I'm like, I'm not singing the way I want to sing. It's usually with singing. It's not getting out the way I want.
And it's
Well,
usually
Stop
the
them
emotional
chords.
song too.
It was Building Walls. And funny story about Building Walls. For those of you who keep up with our YouTube channel, we had posted a live video of Building Walls, just in honor of August being a recording month and looking forward to Story to Tell. And I had an emotional breakdown the day we filmed Building Walls. And so I was like, I hope Building Walls is a ministering tool to somebody, because I've certainly felt the spiritual, emotional battle of that. But anyway, I did have my studio cry, but other than that, it was a really
right. And
really
honestly,
went smoothly.
for me, there was only 2 moments in the studio that I felt just pressured, because most, and it was really such an enjoyable time, instrumentally. It wasn't until the last track, which was the last track we recorded was Until Forever. And there was a lot of new things with that, finger picking and stuff. So that was a new thing. So, there was a little bit of stress with that. And then also, you mentioned Building Walls. That was also, singing harmony to that was probably the hardest. Not you, just me.
No, I get it.
It's, you just want to get it right,
Exactly.
So, but Ben and Mark are just so encouraging and just, right there alongside us, being there to support us, but also,
And Ben has said
your
this
best.
to us almost every time we've worked with him, I believe, is thank you for trusting me with your music. And it's like, honestly, in my head, it's like, who else would I trust
I
with my
wouldn't
music?
trust anyone else.
But he considers it a privilege. And when somebody values your time and your music that much, no matter where you are at in your career or in your musical growth, that they value the fact that you're trusting them with this, it creates such a different mindset and perspective on working with them and, letting them help you take your music to the next level. And he said, we definitely had, and that was encouraging. And so we couldn't share every memory or every laugh or every just special moment in the studio. Honestly, we wouldn't want to, because it's special to us, and we treasure them in our hearts, and know that there was a lot of love and some tears and put into this album, and we're super excited. It's our story. And we talked about last week about going through what our dad has been going through, and just a little update. He's doing a lot better, and we're super excited about how far he's come. It's been over 40 days. It'll probably be 50 by the time this podcast is released, and so it's been a long road, but he's come so far. We saw him today over FaceTime, and he was looking just more himself, smiling more himself, and it's been hard watching him go through that pain, but people have said, more than one person has said, it's your story to tell. And we're like, whoa.
The cool thing is some of those people don't even know that's the name of our next album.
Yes, we've been visiting this church, and the pastor, when we mentioned about our dad, he was like, well, y'all have a story to tell. And we're like, you don't even know that we have an album.
Yeah, you have no idea.
It's pretty cool.
Story to tell. So
things like that are awesome.
Just
so
make you
cool.
go like, whoa.
Yeah.
It's really cool. And that's why we really picked the title track. Same kind of different as me, us being the same kind of different as you. And that was the heart behind the title track. And now Story to Tell, we all have a story to tell. And I know Story to Tell is a really happy, peppy song, but I encourage you, from my heart to yours, really listen to the words, because we all have those hard times and those good times, but they're all a part of our story to tell. And, the good times wouldn't be as good if we didn't have the bad times to compare them with.
Right.
And, I think that's what will make heaven so beautiful, is that it'll be so good and you won't have any bad times to compare it with. It will just be that good.
Yeah.
But you'd have all this hard times beforehand of your other life to compare with this amazing new life that will never end. And so
you were just quotable.
Thank
she
you.
was trying to be quotable yesterday.
Oh my goodness.
I was being weird.
Wow.
And it didn't work, but today.
Don't you love just being
so
weird
quotable.
around your family?
She was like, wow, thank you. I do.
So the cool thing,
I wanted to say what her awesome quote was, dude.
What is her awesome quote?
The good times wouldn't be as good if you didn't have the bad times to compare them to.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Abby Sowell, copyrighted 2021. Boom.
Anyway, but I think the coolest thing for me with our studio time wasn't, recording was great and we had a lot of great times and all that, but it was the stuff that we were able to be a part of or have the opportunity to do while in Nashville, being in the studio. I mean, we got to see them film. It wasn't a music video. It was kind of a segment on because they were going to be on Fox and Friends that Sunday. So they were filming American Face for that segment and everything. The Isaacs. Yeah. So that was cool, just watching the behind the scenes and Ben just be Ben. I mean, and just they were, and everybody was so sweet. And then, so that was Monday, and then Tuesday night, we got to go to the Grand Ole Opry and see them perform, and others
and be invited to be members of the Opry.
So, yeah,
just awesome. That was
seeing the
so
Isaacs do that. That was pretty cool,
amazing,
and got to go backstage, hang out with the celebs and all that. So
wow.
that was kind of it was good. It was so much fun.
It was really cool.
And then the next week we got to just spend a lot. I mean, just great moments. Just all around fun times. You also had good family vibes.
I mean, we've grown up, and we'll wrap it up here soon. We've grown up listening to the Isaacs. I mean, seriously, I would say from Big Sky onward is my clearest memories of just like growing up listening to them, seeing their shows at the Southern Gospel Picnic, because we would go to the Southern Gospel Picnic at Silver Dollar City regularly.
Yeah.
And they were our favorites. Obviously.
Oh, yeah.
And now getting to work, it's still so surreal sometimes.
Right.
I mean, serious. I wouldn't say this to them because I wouldn't want them, especially Ben. I wouldn't want them to feel like it's their fault, but I still get nervous around them all the, it just takes me like quite a few minutes to just like, okay, seconds. These are like the people I know, I've come to know. And it's just that feeling really of like, cool. They know us.
Yeah.
And we know them people. And we're friends. And it's just, it's awesome. So nerve-wracking, but it's so cool. And they are such sweet, down-to-earth people. It's just awesome.
It is. So, what can they do?
What can they do
with this album?
Last part. Go, John Mark.
Yeah, John Mark.
John Mark has the spotlight.
It's like
we've talked about our story to tell, and now we're going to talk about how you
full snap
can be a part of it.
Audiences love
well, all they
aliens.
Are talking about movie quotes and stuff. It's just you and me now.
Anyway, sorry guys. We grew up on that movie.
Bolt is awesome. Anyway,
okay,
John Mark,
guys, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, if y'all want to be a part of our story to tell, we're about 80% of the way crowdfunded, and like I mentioned earlier, it's fully crowdfunded. And if you would like to become a crowdfunder, check out thefamilysal.com. You can invest either $50 or $100 and get some really cool stuff in return, and including a free copy of the CD when it comes out. So some awesome stuff. And also, there's a lot of stuff that it's not just going to be a CD. There's videos and fun stuff like that. That's all a part of, what's being crowdfunded, all that jazz. So check it out at thefamilysal.com. We greatly appreciate it. We love you, fam. And we thank y'all for, shout out to all the crowdfunders out there. We thank you for your continued love and support, especially during this time that we're really, we're going through our struggles, but we're still, staying tight as a fam and still being ourselves and all that jazz. What were you saying, Bub?
Well, I was gonna ask if you could tell them what they also get.
Yeah, free T-shirt.
Yeah, at 50, and then at 100, they not only get
the
free
T-shirt and
free
the
copy,
CD.
They also get a free teddy bear.
Yeah,
the adorable teddy.
The Family Sal mascot, Bandy the bear.
There you go.
He's adorable. So,
good stuff.
You guys, check that out at thefamilysal.com. We'd greatly appreciate it. And we thank y'all for your support and always, being there for us, like I said. So, hey, if you want to be a part of our story, visit thefamilysal.com. All right, love you, fam. Thank you guys for joining us for this episode of Let's Be 3D. Announcement before we hang up. I don't know. I said that. I didn't hang up. This is going to be the last episode of Let's Be 3D, at least for season 1. We're taking a sabbatical right now, and taking a break from the podcast and kind of rethinking it and getting some feedback from you guys. So we're going to be taking a couple months off, maybe starting back up in 2022. We're going to, think about it, see what you guys like, what y'all have been liking here on the podcast. So we're going to take a break for a couple months, few months, however long that is.
Yeah.
And then maybe come back for a season 2 or an entirely different new podcast. We'll keep you updated, guys. So just wanted to let you know this is the last episode right now for Let's B3D. And thank you guys for listening. If you want to come hang with us on social media and you haven't yet, check us out on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. And if you're listening on YouTube, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We'd greatly appreciate it. Also, we have tons of fun over on TikTok and Reels on Instagram and all about part of the lyrics, laughter, and love. So go check us out again at The Family Sowell. SOWEL. Pow.
Yes.
Thank you guys so much. We love you, fam. Y'all are amazing.
Yes,
Stay amazing. Here we go. It's just real emotional to say bye for the last time on this.
Oh my word.
Wow.
We'll be back. Hey, keep up to date with us. We'll be with all story to tell updates and all that jazz. So guys, thank y'all so much for listening, and thank you for being a part of our story. And as always,
peace, love, fam.
The views and opinions expressed in this podcast do not necessarily reflect the opinions or standard of the Family Sowell. Have a lovely day.